How you doing? Good morning. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. I apologize about being a little after 11 Eastern, as I usually come on. No, I do come on every day at 11 Eastern. I apologize about being a little tardy. I'll make it up to you right now. Okay, let's sign in. I want everybody to pay attention that we're getting, or we're doing we will stay this way too, having a bigger presence on social media. So check us out on Twitter, Instagram. You'll see all of our, as well as the 100 or so plus employees throughout TradeView, maybe even more than that. I'm not really privy. I don't really know that we're doing a lot of interviews and putting out a lot of personal stuff. So tune into that, please. Watch for it, myself included. Okay, so let's get down to what's going to happen. To Friday, we got this far. Okay, listen, it's still stock picking. All my guys are saying the VIX is going to zero. There's Lewis. Lewis, I'm telling you, less is better with Lewis. Lewis is one of our. But listen, Lewis is employee for TradeView of. I got to think 7 or 8 years now, right? Lewis, at one point, not only is he doing good numbers as a broker and a financial advisor, if you will, he also clerked for me at one time and was entering orders verbally. So I'm glad that Lewis is also is learning how to balance doing his job well and also doing his job well all around. Okay. Futures up as yields retreat. Listen, it's the same thing. Yes, it's been the same thing all week, basically. When grappled with an unfortunate bond linkage, we used to say in the desk, sit on your hands. So I'm not saying we're sitting on our hands. Paul, great post, by the way. He's on Really Trading Dollar Well. All right. There's tactical trading sentiment. We're up nicely today. It's a Friday afternoon. NVAC's even coming back. Look at this NVAC. So I wouldn't be surprised if people took profits before the weekend. I certainly don't think they want to go short into a two-day strong tape like this. So, once again, Coach said it, and you know what? It was more even evident yesterday, and it's going to be the same way today. It's more about the close. We closed very strongly yesterday when we absorbed a lot of bad news. And it turned into good news or a positive reaction in the market. You know what? A lot of things are acting the same way today. It's a little bit mixed. Marvell in the semi group was down at 1.10%. Normally, that would wipe everything out. Now they're positive. Crude made a big reversal. Oh, stocks like SI and Coin. All right, listen, a lot going on. You know what? Enough. If you want to know really what the routine is, or how I go through the lineup before I start to trade, this is all you need to do is press the TradeView red YouTube button. It's our second best amenity, picking up 5. What is that? We got more subscribers this week. We got to keep a count on that. Yeah, go through our routine. And you know what? The best thing about it is we have years now of accountability and we can't delete our opinions. I can't delete my positions over whatever. So you really want to get to know us. Besides, thank you for tuning in here. Go back and watch all our videos. Going back, I do 5 a week. Our playlist, going back, in other words, you want to you buy a house, you want to get to know the neighborhood. It's all right there on our videos for a couple of years. So get to know us. So that way, after getting to the routine, we can pick it back into trading. Okay. Goldman gave their insight this morning. I always post it. Oh, GE. Okay. Helene, put call ratio lowest. Everybody's still very bearish going into a Friday. You know what? You don't even have to have really a market opinion, as I'm going to show my screen right now. A lot of stocks has been working correctly. I haven't been playing it really as well as I should be, or I'd like to be. Here's my screen right now. Like, for example, I had this stock, a lot of it too, overnight. CC. Now look at this stock. Good range, good price action yesterday. It's a 3-day up rule. I understand that I like this, breaking all flags. It's in the right sector with DuPont and the other chemicals. So, if it wasn't for the fact that the market is, basically on a day-to-day basis, or if not barely, you can, everybody's all ecstatic that we actually had an appropriate follow through, like coach said last evening, or we were on yesterday, that the market should have followed through this way. Now, it's not, it doesn't have me questioning ever why I got here, although I do I obviously reanalyze what I'm doing. But if it wasn't, if it wasn't for this Fed speaker, so much news being pumped out, I would be adding to my winners. So CC, what I do, I had like 12,000, but I took it off. I sold it. What at the 36? I was actually like the piker. They do the dip and get everybody out, and then they go up again. You know what? But I had a lot of shares of it, and I sold it. What other positions did I have? AI, I had that, sold that. Nah, I didn't sell it that well. I actually sold it pre-open. It was a lot higher. I think I sold at 26 pre-open. Positions, Wayfair. I traded this. Here's your semis here. AEHR. You guys have to be aware of this. It's your job to at least have a plan. The stock in the last 2 days, because it had news with Tesla, went from 36 to 23. Now, this has been a stellar performer, which barely sneezed. It sneezed here, it sneezed here every time it came back to a degree. But it doesn't really matter for an active trader outside of maybe taking a position in a fund or a long-term position, which I don't really think I would have done it right here. That's why I even went that low to begin with. But the stock went to 23 and bounced, basically had a $9 range yesterday with volume. And the same thing did with the rest of them, ON Semiconductors. So AHR, it's an active trader today. So it made a big move. Let's go to today. Today it opened where? The range looks bigger. It's already has a 31 to 29 range. Let me go to the 5-minute. All right. So I looked at that, and then I traded Wolf. Wolf, same thing. All right. I don't think it's going to go back to 85, and I don't think it's going to go back to 65. It really doesn't matter, because right now the market's giving you very good stock picking. It's been our theme literally for this year, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. Why should it? It's working. So Wolf, okay, same thing. 2 days ago, as you can see, the stock was 77. Yesterday morning, it was 64. Stock's got a 13-point range with volume, price action range and volume. And stocks are moving together like ON and MU. So I'm in. What did I do? I shorted, I top ticked. Why did I short it at that price? Everybody should be asking. Let's go to the 5-minute. It was coming to the gap here. This gap. I was a little bit early. I thought maybe it would go to 73.5, but I started at 72.55. All right, so let's go to today. Basically top ticked it when the RSI was a little elevated. I shorted 7267. I covered at 724. I didn't do much. I think I shorted 1,800 shares, but 72.75, took 2.5 out of this trade. I'm out of it. You know what I mean? Now it's in the middle. Should I have shorted maybe ON with it when it made that same move in that same group? Maybe I should have. ON, if I was sharper, 77 to 76. It's $1.50. But like I always saying on these videos, and please go back to yesterday, this is retail money. Retail money that flows and makes these type of moves from 9:30 to 10:30. I feel like I have an edge because in modesty set aside, I don't believe I'm retail money. The smart money is what coaching I say all the time is how they close. So we'll see how they close again. I don't care if I shorted it. If I could have bought it yesterday at 72, if it goes to 79, I'm going to buy it. Maybe I could make another $2 out of it. Anyway, next. What else? MP, another one. Stock yesterday was breaking out 2 days ago. 36. Could have had it yesterday at 30. That was a good range. You could. I'm just using an example. J&J we bought yesterday in the fund. We thought it was over. Do I think it's going to go back to 250 anytime soon? But no. I thought I saw the sector turning. I did catch the bottom. I'm not going to lie. Same with Disney. Same thing. I'm more actually confident in J&J than I am Disney, just because Disney's I still think there's a lot of overhead supply. J&J, if it turns, it's going to be an industry-wide group. You're going to see the XLV completely go. The XLV is even worse. Look at the XLV. Has the IBB. XBI, by the way, is still the weakest out there. I can't listen. It's got a little bit of a range from 80 to 82, but the market goes against you and you're wrong. It breaks the 200-day. So the XBI, normally a great trader. I don't know what's going on here. No range. AMC, they tried to take up Etsy. Planet here, I bought it last night. I sold it like a putz. Laser, continuing. This is stocks. All you have to be concentrating on stocks with moving averages, moving well. this was not a short squeeze. This stock had good news. A short squeeze is something like a, let's go to like a Shopify. You know what? That wasn't even a short squeeze. What was a bigger short squeeze that had a net? No. TTT? No. What's the market doing? Breaking high now. SU, by the way, that put in the room. I digress. I'm taking a large position in this thing. I'm telling you. And I know it kind of looks like CC. I don't care. But remember last weekend, there was a rumor that RRC was going to be taken over. Now, my memory serves me correctly. And my memory is correct about this one. Trust me. I would say one of the top 5 to 10 option sweeps throughout all of last year, late last year, was this SU. Please go back and do your homework. If someone wants me to do it, I'll go back and do it. But you know what's going to do? It's only going to make you buy more. Now, as you look at stocks like Exxon, the big daddies, that's the daily. That's XM. By the way, that looks good too, XM. I just think you might be paying up for it. There's Exxon, a daily. There's Chevron. We all know that today after the buyback, but this SU never flinched a little bit, but this stock had a ton of option activities. I am never going to base a stock on a takeover, but I'll tell you, one of the ultimate, considering what I know what's going on with options, how it's acting with relative strength, a volume coming in here, and it's breaking out into a flag. Let's go to the all important weekly. The weekly, it looks even beautiful. So I'm adding to it now. It's one of my heavier positions, and I'm not going to micromanage it. SU, and by the way, I had it last night. I still have it now. And I did bring it up in the room, and I should, because that's what I do. Let's go back to the routine. Where am I? Mike V. Lewis, great plan, by the way. Billy. Oh, another one, Billy. I traded this one. Billy got upgraded today. Now I looked at the Billy. This is also a short squeeze. This is a short squeeze. All right, Billy got upgraded. The last 2 days, China stock went from 18 to 24. Right, 20% is unchanged. All right, I'm in it. No matter if I'm going to buy it on a dip or not. Volume, it makes these type of moves. So I looked this morning. By the way, Baba was negative. Another position that I questioned myself, and I took the wrong one, and I outsmarted myself because the options had GOTU. Lewis, you know this. GOTU yesterday had the breaking out of a triple whatever pattern, not whatever, triple top or short-term top. It broke the 447, had the volume. I, of course, bought Zuo. If I was shorted, it'd be up to, be at 12. It got a price range today from JP Morgan from 15 to 16. I paid up for it, but the stock is prone to these moves. So, it had earnings. It had a big move yesterday. And I was thinking the squeeze happened yesterday. Listen to this, a trading thing. Right at the open, 816 to 916 within the first, 10 minutes. Then it did break out from 916 to 970 or whatever you want to call it. A little stretched, and then I look at the weekly, had more confidence. I like on the weekly, it's above the 50-day on the weekly. So I sold the majority of it. I paid up. I think it's going to have some time, coming through 10. Still like it. Go-to was the one for the short term, how the rest acted. Oh, let me get the Billy. Billy upgraded. I'm like, all right, Billy. So it's above the 200-day, but below the 50-day, much like the SPYs. Same thing, although the SPYs now are above. So that's a positive to digress on the SPYs. But Billy, all right, well, how did I trade this? All right, I'm saying, all right, stock went from 18 to 24. All right, on a short squeeze, I understand that. It's still so. This morning, got an upgrade. It ripped from 2160 to 2350. I wish I had it overnight long. So what I do, I tried, I went to the 4-minute chart. Actually, I went longer. So, I saw it ripped everybody. So I almost kind of played the head and shoulders for a minute. That's where I really wanted to try to short at 2351. I got impatient at 2359. I shorted it at 2339, covered some at 2274, 60 cents. I don't think that's that bad. I had some decent money in it. What I do in this thing? I got to start putting what I do in this. Show interval, up and down, show P&L and gradient. I show P&L gradient. Why isn't it showing what I made in this thing? I always show the P&L, even losers. Show position info. I'm flat at now. Where's the P&L gradient? All right, I'm not going to do this too much doing this, but I want to take out the, I don't like when it says flat. Show position info, P&L gradient, okay. There's no P&L gradient anywhere around. Next, trust me. All right, so Billy. So now it took a little down. So I'm out of it. You know what I mean? Next. I'll tell you one thing though, as I start to do more of these videos that I stay, I got to start exercising more. I'm getting winded. Next. Okay, let's finish this routine. And the plan going forward. Okay, this is all right. Bank of America, Goldman Sachs basics, XLI. Don't tell the industrials we're in a bear market. There's multiple stage 2 breakouts. He's right. That's why the VIX is where it is. Here are some of the stocks right now. Hold on. Caterpillar. That's why stage 2. It's more than stage 2. DuPont. I've been mugged. What did IBM wind up doing? Ooh, that corrected. Caterpillar, DuPont, Verizon, no. Honeywell, no. 3M. Are those even in Dow anymore? I don't know. Dow is at the XLI. Microsoft is, by the way. That's all the Microsoft too. Nice trade yesterday. That was one of our relative strength plays. Now it's over the 200-day. Now I have a situation. Do I add here? I think it's going to, I wanted to back and fill in base. I like the fact, well, I don't know what to do. It's got the, it could just vary. It's almost like in the triangle, like now it's in that triangle. Nah, next. It's a Friday. And that stinks because I don't have a chance to make it up on Monday. Google is the chart. Airbnb insiders blowing out of stock. This is the chart everyone's looking at. It's only a matter of when we post our charts on Monday, how thick the pencil is and how tight that range is between there. It's sensitive though. Yeah, coach, you too. Always economic. Listen, the one thing we do is always give an unbiased rundown of always Goldman data, usually give Bank of America, what they say. I don't really interpret or want it unless I'm asked. I usually don't give an opinion unless I'm asked. That was the one trading rule on the desk. But I do give economic data, upgrades and downgrades. Okay, for now, Ted, kid's smart. Read that, upgrades, downgrades. Always what's moving pre-early, always a plan. Okay. Paul, man, good attitude. Guy's a pro. I'll tell you right now, everybody's the maybe Joba, but I think he's overseas. But we'll come back in a better attitude. Same thing. There's the triangle pattern on the dollar. Paul hit it. He's aware. It's focus. Like to buy some sectors today, but after ISM, good job, Lewis. Laser, I pointed out before. You know what? I don't care. Lewis, the bottom line is he has a plan and he's getting to know his style, much like myself coached him. Gerard has it. And, it's very good to know you. Like I said, the last thing to worry about is what's moving and why in a broader range of not all financial instruments. Okay. So concentrate on yourself. And this is why, listen, I do some funky stuff. I've been trading 26 years. I do some wild stuff that a lot of time needs explaining afterwards and a little bit hypocritical. This room here keeps me honest and it's good. It's positive, but he's one of the best out there, Miss Guy. I'll tell you, I had maybe 4 Twitter feeds out here. He's one of them. And by the way, he's like a 50-year-old. He's a gentleman. Trading style way much different than most. My job is to manage risk and take profits out of the market. Maybe I should have been buying Wolf on a dip. I don't know. I do that most days too. Okay. Billy, what a follow through. Now Paul agrees. I agree on the first 2 lines. The last one line about the Twitter, but I appreciate Paul getting the picture. All right, adding to SU in an aggressive manner. That was an hour ago. We're up. The market is cooked to the upside at the moment. PCT calls flying, go with the sweeps, laser again. In Baba trying to get a nice price. BAC to buy. Oh, Lewis. BAC to buy. I don't, you know what? Lewis, they were better. You know what I mean? Why don't you buy Citi? Look at what, listen, Lewis, can I talk you out of a BAC? You see Citi at BAC? I just know people are looking to short it. I know it finished below the RSI, and I get it's a decent, but you know what? Buy Citi. Why don't you buy Citibank? Buy Citibank. Same thing. Buy Citi. Expect Disney to go to 105. Nah, I wouldn't argue with Lewis right there either. Breaks that flag, goes to the 200-day. Same thing. Looks like Bank of America. Lewis's opinion on Disney. Okay. Next. normally with Lewis, if there was any fraction or any reason where for him not to be in it, I'd blast him. But now we got to the point where I give him the benefit of the doubt. Short new core. I know I'm not going to like this. I just gave you a compliment. All right, I get it. Short Boeing and industrial's tricky. All right, not bad. Not bad, Lewis. Good. Bravo. He's got a plan, and I know why he's doing it. It's not just a blind reason. Okay. So we're going to wind up here and let's see what the wise guys are doing because that's most important because they know more than all of us. What's is popular? HPX. I brought that up this morning. HPX. Sear. I want to take this long. Sear. Please. Oh, no, it worked. Sear. Look what I see. It's a Kathy stock, Sear. I saw it. They told me to buy it. I laughed at them. But once it went through the 50-day, you have a query. It says stocks going over the 50-day with volume, and the 50-day is 490. This is why you have to have these things. And I have it, but I can't trade everything. 490, where is it? There's the 490. Somebody bought the print at 490, it back and filled, it went up to 578. Sear with volume. HPX. Ooh, HPX. Don't want to be wrong here. Look at this thing. 32 to 18, right at the gap at 1845. HPX. Big range. 12 to 52, not a big deal. I trade this thing. Don't trade on a Friday. Ruin me. Actually, shit, I don't care what day it is. Let me finish. What are the wise guys doing? Google bearish. That's not, don't go by that. Okay. Pins. Missed it. I was long and I sold it at the close. Pins. Pins bullish. A lot of pins. March. Google. This guy's selling puts on Google. That's selling a put. January 24. That's bullish. Fact. Amazon bullish. Pins bullish. So they're going after the big ones. What about the DAX? The DAX ripping. Keep that in mind as Europe closes in a little bit. Meta bullish. Boeing. The yields on a long-term maturities tumbling the most today. 30-year. 10-year at 4%. That's what we're going to be watching into the close. This is the plan. I don't know what you do. Lewis, there's your Boeing. It's got a little juice on the bone. Maybe you want to do it at that head and shoulder. 218, Lewis. Maybe 216. If you have to do it, 216-ish. You know, that head, if you have to. They're better. But I get it. He's trading. EMR. Let the Fed speaker begin 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Okay, Fed speakers, DBA, Deutsche Bank. They're going in Deutsche Bank? For when? July to July calls. The Deutsche Bank isn't that bad. This is what I see. If I go overboard, hang up. I'm talking out loud. CS I look at, not interested. Deutsche Bank, HSBC. Yeah, not interested. Going back to the wise guys on a Friday, they really matter. MGM bearish. You want to know something? PCT, cheap. I said that 5 times. PCT in the room. You know what? MGM bearish, April 23rd puts. I'm shorted. I'm afraid to look. No, I'm not afraid to look. I shorted Disney right before I came on the air. Hope it's not up that much. It is 45.20. I shorted MGM at 45.30. Why? I didn't like the chart. I don't like this breakdown. The other ones were negative. The hotels were negative. Las Vegas, I shorted that here. 60.32 didn't cover. Oh, whatever. Maybe the market's going up. I'm not going to be MGM bearish. I'm not going to be in that long. It's a weekend takeover. I'll get out of that soon. All right, I'll wrap it up. PCT. Oh, listen. PCT. Wise guys are going out to March. So that's the wise guys they're playing today. PCT. Anything else? Pins. 3,500 next week calls bought here. How can you ignore that? Pins. Can't ignore that. Pins is in stock for today. The wise guy play. It's above the moving averages. All right, so keep a note on that. Write down pins, and I'll leave it here. Do I have any questions? I have to go back. GGH, we're all good? Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your